You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It's Thursday the 14th of December, just back with another episode. Probably do one more episode before Christmas, which will be next week. I'll give you my Boxing Day bet. I'll give you a bit of a plan on what I'll be doing over Boxing Day, which is probably a lot of bets, and over the Christmas period in general. Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into last week's bets. They weren't great. I had games postponed again, which meant I had to use, if you remember last week, I gave you Brentford as an alternative team. I wasn't too keen on them. It was my next selection, but I ended up having to put two selections in. But look, one of the selections I have right from the start was just Brighton. They didn't win, so it would have been beat anyway, no matter what bet it did. But I ended up with Brighton, Brentford, Wolves, and Northampton. And Northampton was the only team that won. The card bet had one up, so that wasn't great either. Evening bet, I did a treble, which was Villa to win, which they did, Dortmund and AC Milan to win, that didn't. The bet builder I did in that game, though, I should have had Villa to win in that instead, or even Villa plus a goal. I looked at that. It was 8-11, but I ended up going over 2.5 goals on two players to get booked, and both of them did get booked. But there was no cash out because it was 1-0 at the time. It was Villa Arsenal. I should have maybe just went with the Villa plus a goal at 8-11, or I don't know. But yeah, shite. Sunday, pretty much the same. Early bet, I did Fulham both to score, beat Everton both to score, beat Lille, beat Stuttgart over 2.5, beat City's bet builder, beat the Trixie. On that day I got my money back because Ashley Young was taken off before half time, so they gave me the, like a void, which meant even with the one up you still get the double because you have one single winner and then one double, which is your single plus the void. And anyway, so I got basically my money back, which is stuck on a bet later on, which didn't win. So look, it has been a disappointing few weeks. I still haven't got around to posting last month's profit loss, but from what I can remember, I have it all ready to go. I have all the screenshots and all, but it was maybe £10 or £12, something like that down, which is not, not going to worry about £12 down a month, but it's looking like it's if I'm going to make profit this season, it's not going to be much unless I go on a big run here over Christmas. Which, listen, last Christmas I did really well. Last Christmas, my Boxing Day bet was 14-1, and it won. And then I had a few bet builders up over Christmas as well, and that, I think to this day, that Boxing Day bet was my biggest ever tweet. I think it got something like 200 odd likes and loads of retweets, and it had like 30,000 or 50,000 engagements, so a lot of people saw it. So look, let's hope I can get my arse in gear here and get a few winners. I'll look at the stats from last week now. I know I haven't done them in the last week or two because of less games, but I thought, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. There was only actually 47 games over the weekend, so a smaller sample size, but it wasn't great either for numbers wise. It wasn't too bad, but I'll get to it anyway. So Premier League, 10 games, 5 favourites, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. Championship, there's 12 games, 6 favourites, which is big for the Championship, 50% of the favourites. 3 draws, 3 outsiders. League 1, 8 favourites, 3 draws, 1 outsider. Again, that was from 12. League 2 only had 8 games. 3 favourites, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. There was no National League, and then in the National League North there was only 2 games, both favourites won. In the National League South there was only 3 games, no favourite won, and 2 games were draws, and 1 outsider won. So in total that worked out at 24 favourites, 12 draws, and 11 outsiders out of 47 games, which was 51%. But what you would have had to do there was just stay within those, those top 3 leagues were all good. Premier League, Championship, League One. 50% in the Premier League, 50% in the Championship, and over 50% in League One. But price-wise, maybe that wasn't viable. Next, right, I'll go on to overs and both to score. So Premier League, 5 over, 5 not. 5 both to score, 5 not. Championship, 4 over, 8 not. And 4 both to score, 8 not. League 1, 7 over 2, 5 not. And 4 both to score, 8 not. League 2, 5 over 2.5 and 3 not. And then same again, 5 both to score, 3 not. In the National League North, 1 over 1 not. And then 2 in both to score, none were yes and 2 were no. In the National League South, 3 over, none not. 0. So it was all 3 games were over 2 goals, and in both to score, 2 were both to score, 1 wasn't. So in total for the overs, it was 25 out of 47, which was 53%. In the both to score, it was 20 both to score and 27 not, which was 42%. So not bad. There maybe was a bet out there that I didn't find. But anyway, look, I'll get on to this week and say I'm going to continue with the card bet. When I get, probably next week, I probably will give an overs bet as well for Boxing Day, because I'll probably spend a bit more, put a bit of money away, so I can go a bit mad on Boxing Day. Obviously, you've got something like 3 or 4 live games, so there'll probably be a bet builder in every game. And bets maybe even depending on what other games are on early, maybe even an early bet builder, 3 o'clock bet to win, 3 o'clock overs. Yeah, so we'll see what happens anyway. But a lot of football coming up, which is good. Excuse me. So this week's bet, I'll run through it, then I'll come back for some reason. So first team, Newcastle at home to Fulham, 5-6. Next is Bolton at home to Bristol Rovers, 4-6. Peterborough away to Fleetwood, 4-5. Wrexham at home to Colchester, 4-9. Chesterfield away to Hartlepool, 9-20. So let's look at the game. So Newcastle, I know Newcastle haven't been in great form, and they drew and went out of the Champions League there last night. And Fulham have been in good form. But so Newcastle currently 7th, Fulham 10th. They're only 5 points difference. In form, Fulham's actually above them. But when you go to home form, Newcastle have won all 5 home games. And Fulham have actually won 4 out of the 5 of their home games, so they've had good home form. And Fulham's away form, they haven't had a win away. 2 draws, 3 defeats out of 5. So, sometimes that does scare me a bit because they will have to get a win at some point. But I'm just sort of going against Newcastle, although they've had some dodgy results. I mean, they've actually lost 3 in a row. Well, they didn't repeat last night, 2-1. They lost 8 games in a row. Lost against Everton, lost against Spurs, and then lost against Milan. But at home, they have won 3 league games in a row. They lost to Dortmund, then they won 3 league games in a row, and they beat Arsenal, beat Chelsea, beat United. So the home form has been good. So look, that's my reason there. Next, in the League One, we go with Bolton. Bolton obviously up at the top of the league. They're currently 2nd, aren't they? Because Portsmouth beat them the other night, so they're a few points. Yeah, they're 6 points behind Portsmouth. Bristol Rovers mid-table, 13th. Bolton's form, they've got 10 points out of the last 15. Bristol Rovers 6. Bolton's recent home form we'll look at, 5 wins in a row. Now that was a couple of them were in cups and stuff, but Portfield's away from not that bad, but in the league they've only got 1 win in the last 3 in the league away from home. Let's have a look at the seasons. So, Bolton's home form for the season: 5 games, 4 wins, 1 defeat. Bristol Rovers away form: 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats. So, next, staying in League One is Peterborough. Away games, which aren't always my best, I'd rather stay with homes if you can. But looking at the table, Peterborough currently 4th, only a point off Bolton. Fleetwood in the bottom 4. Looking at form, Peterborough 10 points from the last 15, Fleetwood only 4. Fleetwood's home form is 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats out of 5. And Peterborough's away form is 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. We look at recent form, see what they're like. Fleetwood have 2 wins, one of those being in the Cup against Leicester under 21s, but they've 1 win, 2 defeats and a draw in league games. Peterborough away from home, it is patchy. They've got 1 win and 1 draw in the league and 1 defeat, and then had a couple of cup games. But I'm just thinking there that Peterborough are just a better side. They're going for promotion against a team who's fighting relegation. You should be beating them. It doesn't matter whether it's home or away. Next to go into League 2, Wrexham. Wrexham, a bit patchy recently, but they are still, the 3rd, 2nd? So they're 2nd in the league against Colchester, who are 1 place outside the relegation above Forest Green. Almost top, first, bottom form. Wrexham 10 points, 3 wins, a draw and a defeat in the last 5. Colchester, no wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats. Look at home form for the season. Wrexham top of the table, 4 wins and a draw, haven't been beat at home. Colchester's away form, they've actually got 2 wins, 3 defeats away from home, so they're actually probably better away from home. Looking at Peterborough, Wrexham's lost 5 at home. They had 4 wins and a defeat. Only 2 of those are league games. They had some cup games in there, and the defeat was a cup game. Colchester away lost 3 in a row. One of them was a cup game, but before that they did win 2 in a row. But again, I'm just thinking they're a team who's pushing for promotion should be beating a team struggling for relegation. Lastly, Chesterfield playing Hartlepool away. So Chesterfield, top of the league, they're somewhat run away with that league. They're 8 points clear, which in the National League is massive because it's such a tight league. It's so many teams are good and close to each other that, to get an 8-point league when you're only halfway through the season, actually less than halfway through the season, is a pretty big lead. Hartlepool not doing too bad though. They're 12th. Looking at the form, Chesterfield 4 wins and a defeat in the last 5. Hartlepool not in a great run, only 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats in the last 5. Let's look at the season home table. Hartlepool only 1 win at home all season, 1 draw, 3 defeats. And then Chesterfield has 2nd best away record, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Let's look at recent form. So Hartlepool at home, 3 defeats, a draw and a win, and that win was on 7th of October. Was the last time they won at home. Chesterfield away, won their last game against Woking. They lost to Southend before that. They had 2 wins before that and a draw. So, decent. So, that's the reason for the 5 selections. I think it pays, oh shit, I forgot to check what it pays, but it pays, I think it's 10 or 11 to 1, something like that. 12 to 1 maybe. So decent payout. I will be doing a card bet. I say I'm going to stick with it at least this week, and then we'll see what happens next week. I'll probably do one anyway for the 3 o'clocks, as well as overs and teams to win. So yeah, look, that just leaves me to look at next week. Next midweek, it seems to be to me a lot of teams who, there's some FA Cup replays and stuff, but it seems to me a lot of teams who maybe had games called off because there's just small amounts of games in each league. So National League North has 2 games, National League South 3, FA Cup game, 3 EFL Cup, There's an EFL trophy. There's 3 in the Bundesliga. Now I think the Bundesliga and La Liga has a full fixture list. So there's 3 in La Liga on Tuesday. There's a Coppa Italia game, and there's 3 La Liga. There's 3 Bundesliga and 3 La Liga. Wednesday there's an EFL Cup, 1 game. The French League has a full fixture list. I have 9 games on Wednesday. There's 6 in the Bundesliga. There's a Coppa Italia and 3 SPL, and there's 3 La Liga. Thursday, I think there was other games, but the thing I caught on to was, and I knew this anyway, but that's the start of the Christmas fixtures. So there's actually Palace vs Brighton is on Thursday, then there's a game on Friday, and there's a game on Christmas Eve. So a few wee bet builders probably for them to lead you into Christmas. But yeah, so look, we're into the festive period, lots of games, lots of stuff happening. There'll be lots of bets, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, look, that's about it. Yeah, just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.